Hello and welcome everybody, I am Brandon, and we got a buttload of Intellivision news to talk about today. Oh man, do I got a doozy of a story for you guys today. The Intellivision Amico is an upcoming home console. It's supposed to be kind of a cheaper way to get into gaming for the whole family. But the company's been facing issue after issue. Everything from Gamestop canceling pre-orders randomly to the CEO just up and leaving the company. And with little word from Intellivision, a lot of people are left wondering if this is ever going to come out or if it's a scam. We got all that and more on another episode of Game Corner. Thanks for joining me, everybody. If you like what I do, please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more, and I'll stop wasting your time. So for the uninitiated, the Intellivision is a home console that came out way back in 1979. It was actually one of the first home consoles to be released. Before that, you either had to go to an arcade or play something like Pong at home. And for anyone who's ever seen an Atari 2600 game, these are gonna look pretty similar to that. So what the fuck is an Intellivision Amico? I'd be pretty surprised if any of you have heard of this even. It's been facing issue after issue, and they've had little to no positive reception since announcing the product. The Amico was supposed to be a cost-effective, family-friendly way of getting everyone in the living room to have a good time, and they're kind of marketing as this introduction to video games for customers of all ages. Other than the cheap price point, I think the controllers are kind of one of the bigger selling points here. The controllers have these touchscreens on them and then various motion control sensors, sort of like Wiimote. The console was originally priced at $250 with a $100 down payment if you're pre-ordering it through Intellivision. And then the games themselves, they were saying were only going to cost $5 to $10, with 6 loaded on the console right off the bat. And honestly, this whole thing sort of just ends up boiling down into being a premium plug-and-play device. If you guys have ever seen like those little Pac-Man arcade things that you plug into your TV, it's pretty similar to that. And even though $250 is a little bit of a steep price point, seeing as how you can get a Nintendo Switch Lite for like $200. That being said, I do sort of see what they're trying to go for here. It's like you pay the $250, you don't really have to mess with it too much more, and your kids get babysat for free. And that would be all well and good, except a little bit over a week ago, Gamestop just started canceling pre-orders, supposedly because Intellivision told them to. Anyone unlucky to have pre-ordered one of these plug-and-play monstrosities started flocking to Twitter and posting emails from GameStop about how they'd canceled their pre-orders. Dear customer, due to vendor cancellation, we will be unable to fulfill your order number. We will be canceling your order and you will not be charged. Others have mentioned getting phone calls and voicemails, one of them saying, I'm just calling regarding your reservation for an Intellivision Amico Galaxy Purple GameStop exclusive. I just want to let you know that GameStop has just alerted us that they will no longer be releasing the product, and it has been completely canceled. I should be clear really quick that the Amico had 4 different color variants, one of them being the exclusive Galaxy Purple that GameStop was holding for pre-orders, another being a limited edition wood grain version that Intellivision themselves was doing, and then just the regular black and white Amicos. Now that all being said, there's been some serious mixed reporting on who's at fault here. GameStop is saying that it's Intellivision's fault, and Intellivision isn't saying anything at all. And funny enough, this news comes one day after they decided to delay the console again to later this year. The family-friendly console was originally supposed to release back in October 2020, but was initially pushed back thanks to the COVID-19 pandemic. This first delay pushed them out to fall of 2021, and at the time they said, the team at Intellivision has been working tirelessly to bring Amico, our family-focused entertainment system, to eager households around the world. We've grown a strong and stable company of more than 60 passionate team members spanning 3 continents, representing some of the industry's best talent. All of us are extremely excited to share Amico with you. We originally planned to launch Amico in fall of 2020, but had to adapt during the midst of the global pandemic disrupting our production. Despite our best efforts and now facing a new unprecedented international component supply and logistics challenges beyond our control, we want to apologize as we are forced to push our desired launch date yet again. In spite of these supply hurdles hampering our ability to fill all orders, we are focused and determined to deliver pre-ordered units by the end of the year. This will also allow us more time to optimize our operating system for future game development. We want to ensure that those who have anticipated the Amico for so long get a chance to enjoy it as soon as possible. Of course, we will keep all customers and interested parties informed and updated on our continued progress. So obviously this never happened, and then we just didn't hear anything from them until recently when they pushed it back again to fall of 2022. And believe it or not, but this is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to this absolute shitstorm. So the day after all this stuff went down and pre-orders started getting ripped off of GameStop, etc., we found another statement from some guy over on Twitter at SmashJT, kind of clearing all this up only to immediately complicate it once again. As we continue to adapt and keep pushing forward with our launch, we have some changes that we want to share with you about the status of our pre-ordering, pricing, and SKU availability. First, rest assured that for all existing orders, for those folks who have made an initial deposit, your place in line will not be altered and your price remains the same. For new orders, as we work through a continually evolving supply chain, our pricing has changed to the following. Galaxy Purple, $289.99 for a console with one controller. $339.99 for a console with two controllers. Vintage Wood Grain, $289.99 for a console with one controller. $339.99 for a console with two controllers. Black and White, no new orders are being accepted at this time. So as you can see, they are already increasing the price substantially on these. They've canceled pre-orders for the normal black and white models, and they're only doing the two exclusive models now. And then on top of all of that, it's not going to include two controllers with the console anymore. You apparently have to choose whether or not you want one or two controllers. So this cost-effective, family-friendly console is starting to look like an expensive plug-and-play disaster. This helps us optimize our first manufacturing run to consist mostly of the colors that already have the highest volume. For all new orders, no deposit will be required until we finalize and announce a manufacturing date. Your order will just be held in place in line for delivery. And it gives us a good sense around initial order volume, which in turn helps us with our new delivery supply chain agreements. As the development of the new console has gone for over 3 years and through a component impacting pandemic, we have to alter our pricing to meet the needs of the business while bringing Amico to you. As you would expect, we tried very hard to hold our originally published pricing. Unable to do that, we have introduced the single controller package as a budget-friendly alternative for customers who are happy to use their smartphones as additional controllers with our free Amico controller app. Lastly, if your Gamestop pre-order was canceled, we will honor Gamestop's $299.99 price on a replacement pre-order directly with us for either Galaxy Purple or Vintage Wood Grain with two controllers. After you place your new pre-order, please send a copy of your canceled Gamestop receipt or email to special@Intellivision.com. When placing your new pre-order, please use the same email address that you used for your original Gamestop order to help us match them up. So as you can see, there is a lot to unbox there. Firstly, it looks like that you will get to keep your pre-order if you pre-order through GameStop, but you have to go through this whole process of pre-ordering a new one and then emailing them your receipt. That just is gonna turn into a nightmare. I can only imagine. I can only imagine that they've had to hire customer service to deal with this problem, and that's probably eating straight into their funds here. I imagine they want to fulfill as many of these GameStop pre-orders as they can too, because I imagine a lot of these people have already put money down on these things and they definitely do not want to refund them. And then I think the biggest hit here is the price point change. You're going up from a $250 device with two controllers all the way up to $290 for one controller, or $340 for two. Like I mentioned earlier, you can buy a Nintendo Switch Lite for $200 and you can buy a normal Switch for $300. So why you would go out spending this kind of money on an Amico is just baffling to me. I mean, they really got to know they're in a tough spot here, seeing as how they've had really mixed reception around the Amico as is, and now with all of these issues and delays and who God knows if you're even going to get your Amico at this point. This is really not making them look good at all. The fact that they've just completely canceled pre-orders for their base units is really troublesome too. It sounds like they're having trouble even getting the pre-orders that they already have out, and so they've just canceled those altogether, just trying to get out those limited edition models at least. And then if those ever come back up for pre-order, I would be very surprised. I actually did put my name in for a pre-order. I don't know if I'm actually going to end up purchasing an Amico or if I'll ever even be able to, but I was kind of curious to keep following this story and kind of see where it goes. And thanks to Ars Technica, all this just gets a little bit stranger when we realize that their cost is only about $100 to manufacture one of these, so they really must have ran into some manufacturing issues with getting these products out. I imagine they don't exactly have the strongest built relationship with these supply chains either, especially compared to someone like PlayStation or Nintendo. So if I were to take a wild guess, I'd say that this company is probably going bankrupt and they're just trying to fulfill as many orders as they possibly can before that happens. Really quick, I did want to mention too that they're actually increasing the price of their games. One of the big selling points was that it'd be only $5 to $10 for every video game that you buy, and those are actually getting a price increase too, up to $10 to $20. So just everything about this is scam Please do not give your money to Intellivision. The CEO, Tommy Tallarico, even left the company a couple months ago after all of this shitstorm ended up happening, and we haven't really heard much from him since either. He sure is a character, though. Oh my god, I could do a whole video in and of itself on this guy.
And some people think that video games are the cause of violence. Kill those people.
Anyway, that's about all the Intellivision news I got for you guys today. We went through all this Amico issues, everything from Gamestop canceling pre-orders to indefinite delays, the CEO just up and leaving the company, and price hikes through the roof. Anyway, I'm Brandon. This was Game Corner. Thanks for watching, and have a kick-ass week.